Hi, good afternoon, traders. My name is Gema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis session. Once more, please send me a message to indicate if you can hear me there. Okay, someone has already sent me something there. Thank you so much. Look, hi, welcome. Guys, please tell me, did anyone go home and did some homework on the stuff that we did yesterday? Does anyone have a question about anything that we've learned about the past couple of days? Anyone? Hey, happy Friday, Edith. Happy Friday. What did you do, Edith? Okay. Oh, hi, Gert. Thank you. Okay, please explain the difference between simple and exponential. Okay. It is the difference between those two moving average isn't a lot actually. The difference is that the simple moving average is less sensitive to the price change or to the price action, whereas the exponential moving average is more sensitive to the price changes or to the price movements. So the guys that want to react quickly to the market, they always suggest that you use the exponential moving average. But I mean, for the guys that are really using the end of day strategy to formulate their trading decisions, I think the simple moving average is okay. So I think you can just stick with the simple moving average. I don't know. Are you happy with the answer that I've just given you now, or you want me to excavate a little bit more deeper? Okay, it is. I see what you're saying. You're saying that you're not too clear on this one, and well, I mean, what I'm teaching you here, guys, is what you should stick to. Really, I'm teaching you stuff based on the simple moving average. That's what I want you guys to stick to until you're able to make your own decisions, until you're able to read the market. Then you can start maybe using any other methods that we have out there. But I mean, the main thing for you guys as you are starting out is to make sure that you stick to one strategy at least, so that you gain confidence and you gain some better understanding of what is happening in the market. Because there are so many strategies available in the market, and if you want to try and apply all these strategies all at once, you're going to end up being confused and not knowing which strategy works for you. The best thing is to stick to one strategy, apply it. If it fails you at some point, or you feel that maybe it's come to a point where you need to do a little bit of tweaking on your strategy, then you can go and do some tweaking on the strategy, but for now, let's just stick to the simple form of trading that we're trying to adopt here. Uh, Guys, is there anyone who has any question or anything to suggest before I carry on? Before we look at a couple of things here. Oh, okay. From Edith, another question, please. So whatever indicator we're looking at, we should set the SMA to 10. Your SMA should always be on that 10. You should always keep it, to that 10. Yeah, let's just keep it at 10 for now until we've developed enough understanding on how to read the market. Okay, let's look at an interesting market. Today I want us to look at an index, the S&P 500. I don't know exactly what the S&P 500 is going to do today, but today is an important day in the US. Every first week of the month, we get a report from the states. That report is called non-farm payrolls. It comes once a month. They are reporting on the payrolls, performance for the month of April. The previous report gave us 103,000. That's the number of people that were added into the workforce there. And this time they're expecting 192,000 people or 192,000 names to be added onto their payroll system. So this number is going to come out at 14:30 our time. We are expecting it to either meet or beat the guidance. The guidance is 192. If we see that number coming in line with the guidance, which is 192,000, we are likely to see the US dollar pumping up and pushing down all the other currencies, including ours, the rand, and commodities also, gold price and all the other things. They could actually take a bit of a knock if that number comes better than expected or in line with the expectations. If it comes maybe short of, or, it comes below expectations, there is a good chance that we could see the US dollar, reversing all the gains that it's made over the past couple of days, giving them all up and losing. We could see the price of gold picking up, and we could also see stocks pushing higher, ending the week on a positive note. But at the moment, I'm of the view that the number is actually gonna come out stronger, or is going to be in line with the expectations or the guidance at least. So if that happens, we're going to see the US dollar strengthen, and if that happens, it means that the equities or the stock market is never going to like that, because that's going to strengthen the bias that the Fed, when they meet in June, they are going to hike the interest rates. Yeah, if you've been following what's been happening in the states, they had a meeting a day or two ago, and they decided to keep the interest rates steady. But they highlighted some important points, that their inflation was actually picking up nicely, and they were actually comfortable that their business was improving. Their business activity was improving. So today we want to see if the employment numbers support that. The number that came earlier, it's called the ADP. That ADP came positive. So if that number came out positive the way it did, there's a good chance that we could see our non-farm payrolls coming out nicely. So brace yourselves. There is a good chance that we could see maybe the US market coming off maybe later this afternoon. But I mean, it's going to depend on that number. So I was just explaining that before I go into the chart of the US 500. But I mean, that's the main data that I am expecting out this afternoon. If you guys want to know I want to know stuff about the economic calendar, the website that I recommend for that is Trading Economics. It's tradingeconomics.com. Tradingeconomics.com. I will paste it here. Why can't I paste it? Control D. Okay, that's the link. That one is for the states. If you're looking for the countries, it's got different countries and it shows you data according to the impact. The one with the highest impact has 3 stars. Medium has 2. List or stuff that is not really important, it has 1 star. I hope that information maybe is going to help you guys going forward. Okay. This is the S&P 500. I've got S&P 500 is the index in the States. Well, I mean, it measures the performance of the 500 listed companies in the New York Stock Exchange. So I want to have a look at this one because I mean this is the main index that we look at really every time we want to trade, just to gauge the health of the market, whether to sell or buy the market. We use this market to decide. If this market is looking good, it's rising, stocks mostly go up across the globe. Okay, we'll start looking at the monthly. We're going to start from, let me see if I cannot squeeze out a bit more data out of this. I'm trying there to see if I cannot get 20 years. Usually I just use 10 years and 10 years works fine for me mostly. But I just want us to go back a bit and check the performance of the US 500 over the past maybe 2 decades, if we can get that. I'm waiting for myself. Oh, okay. Let me see if we can get that. Yeah, it goes back a little bit. So we're starting from 2009. Okay, so we got well. I mean, it goes way back to 1999 or 2003. In 2008, during the financial crisis in the States, we had the market crossing below its monthly moving average at the beginning of 2008, and it went down almost. Well, it went down the whole year. It went down the whole of 2008. It only started picking up in 2009. So since 2009, the market has been on a rise. 2009, this is where the S&P was. It was around 733, or we can just call it 733 points. And now we've been riding or we've been climbing very nicely, and it went above the moving average in July 2009, and it just kept on rising. So we're going to draw. This is how you draw a trend line. I'm going to try and draw a trend line here. This is the trend line that guides us in deciding whether to still remain long or not in this market. This is the trend line that started in 2009. So if you had invested in 2009 and just kept your investment, by now you'd be making like a lot of money. Your investment could have grown a lot. Okay. Okay. This is our main trend line. Let's make it thicker. This is our main trend line, and within that main trend line that I'm talking about, we have another trend line. If we connect the points from October 2011 to Feb 2016, and currently this line has not been tested yet. It hasn't been tested yet. The market is still trading higher up there. Okay, guys, let me make it a little bit bigger. The market is still trading up there. So what you can do, you can actually draw another trend line within this minor, if you can call it that, minor trend line that we've just drawn here. Guys, please focus. This is how you draw your trend lines. I'm connecting the closing prices or the bodies. By saying that I'm closing, you see where this body began, the shaded part, that is the one that I'm connecting. I'm not really worried that much about the wicks or the tails. I'm not worried about those. Okay, so if you look at the S&P 500, we are still trading within our range. This range started in within our trend, or just above our trend line. This started in 2016. It has been rising, and for the past 4 for the past 3 months, 3 or 4 months, including our current month, which is May. The market has been coming down a bit, trading sideways, consolidating, if you like. So this line is very important. This line is around 2,600. So we haven't closed any month below 2,600. We are still above 2,600, which I think is going to hold. Right now, it looks like this area is going to hold. If we bounce off this area, it's possible that the market is going to go back up to that area there around 2,800 or 2,850. So we are looking at that, and when we see the market looking like this, we think that our market is still likely to rise over the next couple of months. We are not in danger yet. Okay, now let's go. Another thing, you see, we are trading above our moving average. The market is testing our moving average, but I mean, the month hasn't ended yet. The month hasn't ended yet. We are still above that moving average. So we're going to know exactly at the end of May whether the market is breaking below the moving average and taking out the 2,600. And if that happens, we may have to come down. The market may come down to, well, I mean, I'll give you a range. I'd say maybe around 2,500 and 2,400, between that range. And if that one fails, then 2,300. But I mean, nothing right now suggests that we could see such a huge decline in this market from the current indicators that we look at. Okay, now let's go and have a look at the daily. The monthly is saying that we should be buying still. Any dips or any declines that we get from this market should be bought. That's what the current trend suggests. Okay, let's look at the daily. Okay, the daily, well, I mean, we'll still use the same lines that we have here. Okay, this is our trend. So this market is coming down towards our trend. So if you use a shorter time frame, you can see that the price, I mean, may even come down to 2,580, 2,550 before it picks up again. Let's look at our moving average. The price is below our moving average. The first time it broke below the moving average was on the 24th of April. It broke below the moving average. It went up to 2,670. From there, sellers came in, they pushed the price lower, and the price came down to our current levels. At the moment, we are trading around 2,632. I don't know, guys. I feel there is a good chance that we may have to this market may come down to 2,580. I think we may see this market coming down to 2,580 before we see the market picking up. As you can see, we have these tails. Every time you see the tails in a particular level in the market, you must always question those tails and ask, why does the market give out those tails every time it gets to a particular area? In most instances, when you see that, you must know that there is a lot of buying interest around that area. Every time the price comes down to those levels, buyers come in and start buying that market. So I'm expecting this market to come down maybe to 2,580, maybe finally down to maybe 2,550, 2,560 levels. So this is the structure that we are looking at. We are below our moving average on the daily. I know that on the monthly we are trading above the moving average, which means that we should go in and buy. But I mean, the daily is suggesting otherwise, saying that we should not jump in yet. So we must wait maybe for this market to come down a bit to these levels before buying. When that happens, there's a good chance that we're going to get our JSE All Share Index coming off together with all these other markets. So if you see maybe our market coming off maybe down next week Monday when we open, you mustn't be surprised. That could also that could be because of the US markets, the S&P 500 to be specific. So this is how the S&P looks right now. Let's mark the levels where we think that the prices are likely to reverse. That's the first level I'm looking at. Second level is here. I'm going to mark the third one here again. Let's try and mark our immediate resistance. You see this area here, the market came down here, we were supported around this area, it went up and it broke below. This now is below that horizontal line that I've just drawn there. Okay, let me do this, make it, yeah, dotted line. Dotted line, okay. So this is what I'm expecting from the S&P. Guys, I expect you to keep an eye on this one to check out what the price when it gets to these levels. Experienced or professional traders are watching for 2,560, 2,580 levels on the S&P to jump in and buy this market. So there's a good chance that this market is going to come down here, 2,560, 2,580. You must check what the market does when it gets to these levels. And there's a good chance that we could get a nice bounce pushing the price up from these levels amongst these three horizontal lines that I've just drawn here. Yesterday we came down, we closed just above 2,591. Then from there we started picking up again. So let's check what's going to happen today. And that area at the top there, your 2,638, 2,639 is very important. This blue dotted line, we are watching that level for our resistance. Every time the market tries to go up towards that area, sellers come in and push the price lower. So we are looking at that level there. I mean, global markets at the moment, they don't, excuse me, they don't look particularly exciting. I'm not really happy about the picture that I'm seeing here. Guys, does this make sense to you? Do you understand any of the stuff that I've tried to explain here? Yeah, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask before maybe we start looking maybe at maybe the local stocks or the currency pairs? Because the reason why I'm looking at this one is that I do not expect you guys to look at local stocks and think that they are all buys. You must also look at the global markets or well, I mean the main markets just to see which direction the market is taking. Okay, look, I think you did not finish your question there. Your sentence is, what does the points on the right side of the screen, I think, maybe mean? Is that what you... Oh, you want to know what they mean? Okay, I get it. That's the level where the market is currently trading. Well, I mean, I think they started from one when they first started. I mean, that was way before my times. But at the moment, the levels we're looking at 2,629. That's the current level on the S&P. 2,631 right now. 2,631. That's where we are trading. So the levels that I mentioned to you, like your 2,560, 2,580, that's where I expect to see this market bouncing. Like the all share index, or the top 40, is trading 51,360 points. That's where the top 40 is, 51,360 points. Every time it gets to 52,000 or closer to 52,000, sellers come in and push the price down. When looking at the top 40, I was looking at it earlier. It also doesn't paint a very nice picture. It looks like it may actually come down to 49,000, around those levels, before we get another leg up. But I mean, we cannot really foretell what's going to happen. But I mean, that's how it looks like at the moment. Guys, any questions on this one? Tapiwa, are you happy there, big guy? Are you happy with this one, with the S&P 500, the way it looks at the moment? Don't you have any other questions? Okay, if you guys don't have any questions, do you have any stocks that you'd like me to look at? The stocks that you guys have picked, the stocks that you checked maybe in your spare time when doing your own analysis. Gert has AVI, Angloval Industries. Anyone else? Okay, let's go to AVI. It is AMS. I think I saw AMS this morning. I think I saw AMS this morning, but I mean, I didn't actually take time to check exactly what the call was there, but I think it was a long. We'll check it out. Tapiwa wants best friend. We checked best friend yesterday. You were not there, Tapiwa. Okay, AVI has been on a buy signal for a very long time. The meaningful one, well, I mean, the main signal we got on this one was back in 2014. After that, 2015, 2016, we went sideways for a bit before, I mean, closing above the moving average once again and shooting up. So for the whole of 2017, AVI was trading much higher. And in the first quarter of 2018, we've seen the price of AVI reversing a bit, coming back down to around 110. 110 currently, I think, is our main support. Every time it gets to 110, buyers come in and push the price higher, and we are trading above the moving average, which is very good on AVI. Now let's check how AVI looks on. Okay, let me see if we cannot get any turning points here. Okay. The turning point is 110.49. That's where we have our turning point there. One. Okay. Let's do this on the weekly. Let me see. Okay. This is the weekly time frame. This is a turning point. That's a turning point also. So between 110.77 and 107, this is a value zone. This is where buyers can actually come in and buy AVI. In terms of support and resistance, this is where buyers can actually come in and start buying some AVIs. I understand that the moving average, every time the price comes down here, gets to be above the price or gets to be above our candles, but that does not take away the fact that, well, I mean, price action rules, support and resistance, I think is the first thing that you need to keep an eye out for if you are looking at a stock, deciding whether to buy it or not. That's the first thing that you need to look at. Support resistance. If you see there's some good support, then you should know that there is a really good reason for you to go in and buy that stock. But every time you do that, you must make sure that you get a confluence from the other factors that you use to decide whether you are buying or not. You must not just use support and resistance alone. Make sure that there are other things that you look at, like your simple moving average, your longer term time frames. If they all say buy, then you can go in and buy. The monthly in this instance is saying that we are on a buy. So any minor pullbacks, they shouldn't really scare us. They shouldn't really scare us. They are just there because I mean, the market is ruled by emotions. Human beings trade the market. So every now and then, emotions kick in and people take decisions based on emotions, which is what we're still going to learn going forward. The dotted line is on the daily. We are using the levels that are important on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, if you look at this area between the dotted line and the solid blue line there, that is 110.77 or 111 and 113. Buyers are coming in and buying this market. Like today, we shot down to this line here, and buyers came in, they pushed the price up. So if we close above 113 or 112.98 today, there's a good chance that we're going to get more buyers coming in and helping the price of AVI up. The next level that maybe we should be on a lookout for, it could be what, 118, 119, and finally 122, 122.50. When it gets there, maybe sellers are going to come back in again and push the price lower. But I mean, let's just wait and see what happens in the States today. If it's too bad in America this afternoon, we could see the price coming back down below 111 and maybe finally coming down to around 107, giving you guys a better opportunity to go in and buy AVI at a cheaper price. Okay, Gert went long at 110.99 on the 19th of April. 19th of April, let me see. How long ago was that? 19th. 19th. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, 19th of April is here. Yeah, you see on the 19th of April, it was trying very hard to break out of that overhead resistance. You see that thick blue line in the middle. It was trying very hard to break through above that line. Well, I mean, on the second day, there was no follow through or the buying interest. It just came down, although we're still above our moving average. Just played around for a bit, going to 109 or just sub 109, but finally it broke out of that, and that 111 is now our support. So let's hope that it stays above that 111 for for your sake there, Gert, and it pushes higher towards 122, 122.50 that we mentioned. Okay, so I think you are safe there. You are safe there, Gert. Even if it were to come down, as long as your stop is out of the way. Maybe if your stop is around 10, below 106, I think you're safe if you have your stop below 106. I think you're safe. It's possible that this market could still inch higher towards that 122.50, 123. Your stop is 106.50. Is 106.50. Okay, I get you. But I mean, between 107 and 106, that is actually a trading range. I would want to have my stop maybe below 106, maybe 105.95, 105.96. That's why maybe I would like to have my stop. 105, maybe 97. 106.50 I think is in the way. If these guys maybe decide to go crazy this afternoon after maybe the NFP numbers, the non-farm payrolls, we could see maybe this market coming down very badly. So yeah, but I mean, let's see what happens. Let's hope that that doesn't happen. We'll just keep above that 111. Okay, cool. Gert, let's have a look at AMS. We spoke about AMS a couple of weeks ago when AMS, I think it was still, I think, trading around 300, 330. We said we were expecting we are expecting the price to, yeah, it was around 320, 330 levels. We said we were expecting the price to go up to 360. We said we were expecting the price to go up to 360. That has actually happened. Let's look at the monthly first. There isn't much that we are getting out of the monthly time frame. There isn't much that we are getting, but I mean, let's try and see if we cannot get the turning points. I'm going to mark this point here. That point is marked. Another point we need to mark is this one here. I'm marking this point here. I'm marking this point. Okay. Now let me mark this one first. I'll mark this one. I'll mark this one here and I'll mark this one also, but I mean, I'll make it a dotted line. I'll make it a dotted line. It's too close to the one that I've just marked already, so I think it's not that important. And I'm going to mark these here at the top. I'm going to mark these. And these here. Now let's go back to our chart. You see, we haven't had a monthly close below this line around 321 since, you know, it's been well, I mean, it's been a very long time. I mean, April we closed above this line. This month we are above this line. We have this overhead resistance around 372, and the next area of resistance is around 393, 395. Let's check on the daily time frame. Okay, you see that 372, 373 area. The market went up, it hit that area, started coming down. So there is a good chance that we may not take out that area. We may have to come down to this 350 area. Let me check if you haven't seen 350 on AMS today. Guys, please bear with me. I'm refreshing my screen there. Yeah. It's taking forever. Let me check. I can't find AMS there. Oh man. The low today on AMS is 353, very close to that dotted line that we have there. Let's wait for this thing to come up. Gosh, this thing's taking forever. I don't know why. Sorry, man. Let me try. Okay. Can we look at this one? Yes, the low is 353. Our horizontal line, the dotted horizontal line there is around 348, 349. So maybe later today we may see the price coming down to 348, 350 levels. If this one, because I mean it's a minor support area, we may still see the price coming maybe down to 340. What was the what was that AMS trade idea? What are the levels there, Edith? Please give me those. Okay. Uh, okay, it's fine. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. The stop loss is, sorry, the entry is 351. They are probably using that email is probably talking about this level, the dotted area that we have there. That dotted area is 348, 350, around that level there. I think that's what they are talking about. Okay, sorry to go on about QuickTrade. I guess one again would not have worked or even become. Okay, no, that's fine, Edith. We're looking at that 349, that 350. If the price pulls back down here, but the problem is the 376. I think the 376 is too far. We may hit 376 maybe through a spike, but this area here is a problem. This 372.75, 373, that area is a problem. That's where, in my view, your take profit should be on AMS. Your take profit should be around 372.75, and you should You should wait to see what the price does. This is how I want you guys to analyze the market. You should wait what the market does when it gets to 350. If it gets to 350 and you get a bounce of that line, that 350, then you can go in and take a long and make 372.75 as your take profit, and maybe your stop loss. In my view, your stop loss should be below 340. Your stop loss should be, let me see, what is that low there? What's the low? 341.16. In my view, your stop loss maybe should be like 339.99 or 340. I think maybe your stop loss should be around 340, because I mean, if that area fails to contain the price, this area is a range. This is a buy. This is a buying zone. Here between 348 and 340, that's where people are supposed to be accumulating, buying AMS in my view, on a pullback. So I wouldn't really have my stop anywhere between the blue dot line and the solid blue line at 340.55. I wouldn't have a stop loss in this area. I would stay out of this area. I would leave this area just for accumulation to buy the stock if the price does come down here within this area. So that 344, in my view, may not be the appropriate stop. The appropriate stop is below 340. 340, 339.99. I think that's an appropriate stop in my view, with a profit target of 372.75. Okay, in price action, you only use GTC if you are using blind entries. A blind entry is when you get a trade idea, or you get the levels on your chart and you place your chart maybe at a particular point. Like in this instance, that the blue dotted line is 349, 350 area. You say around 349, 350 area, I want to go in and buy. And if the market comes down to that area, you just place your stop, put it GTC, and when the market comes down to 348, 349, your order will fill. So you can make it GTC. But I mean, if you are a price action trader, someone that wants to first confirm the trade before he goes in, you'd wait for the market to get to your 348, 349. Gets to 348, 349, check what the market does. Check what the market does when it gets there. If you get a bounce, when the market gets there, maybe in a form of a pin bar or something like that, then you know that you can actually go in and take that trade. I don't know if I'm addressing your issue correctly there, Edith. Are you happy with what I've just said about GTC or not? Oh, okay, that's fine. So that's what I see on AMS. We are done with AMS. Let me just see what happened on the hourly time frame. Applying the same levels there. Yeah, this area in my view is a buy is a buy area. That 348 340 area, I think it's a buy area. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at FSR. I think FSR is our last stock that was submitted. FSR. Okay. FSR, the trend is still up. Done with this. The trend is still up on FSR. It's looking positive. We are above our 10 simple moving average. We are above our 10 simple moving average. We have some major support around 57. There's another rising trend line here. We have another rising trend line. Okay, it runs through 60, 62, 25 around that area. That's in line with our moving average here. Okay, now let's check if we can get. Okay, let's check this first. Okay. I think we looked at this when we checked this around 66 and 67.40. We had some nice support around that area, but it looks like well, I mean, we've been trading within that range of 67.40 and 66.40. Every time the price comes down there, buyers come in and buy. You'll see that by these tails that that are evident here. We have these tails. I mean, every time the price comes down, buyers come in and push the price up. So today, we don't know exactly what's going to happen today. Today is going to be an interesting day. If you are an FSR trader, you must keep some close eye on it between those two areas, 67.40 and 66.39, and the area where we have these tails. Let's check the weekly. Well, I mean, the monthly is saying that we are on a buy, but I mean, if you check the weekly we have some pressure. You see, the price tried to go up towards. You see, the price tried to go up towards your 67.40. Sellers came in, they pushed the price down. So let's see what happens today. We could see maybe the price coming back down to 61 if there's some aggressive selling in this market. 61.60, maybe that's what's going to happen. Let's go to the daily to see what we can read from there. Yeah, that area of 66, sorry, 67.40. There is some serious resistance there. Every time the price tries to go up above this area, sellers come in and push the price down. Yesterday we closed below our moving average. Let's see if we can spot any support here. This is where our support is on a daily time frame. This is where our support is. I'll make it dotted. Okay. I think right now we are trading between that 67.40 and 64.45. If we close below 64.45 convincingly today, there's a good chance that we're going to come down to this area, 61 and maybe 60 eventually. Because I mean, we spoke about this a couple of days ago. We said that the rand weakness is the main culprit, I think, on the weakness of our financials. So our financials, I think, are going to weaken as a result. If we see a good a good set of numbers coming out of the States later this afternoon, there's a good chance that we're going to see the rand weakening or the US dollar strengthening across the board. And if that happens, it's going to cause our financials to take a hiding also. So we're going to see our financials coming down. So right now, I'm not so bullish in the short term on first rand. First rand doesn't look that great because I mean every time it goes up to 67.40, it fails to break above that area. And yesterday we closed below 66.39 or 66.40, and today we haven't actually taken out that 66.40. I do not really see first rand taking out 66.40 today. The level that I'm looking at is 64.45. If we fail to stay above 64.45 by the end of business today, there's a good chance that there's going to be some more selling pressure come Monday. So you must keep an eye on that. The next levels I'm looking at 60, 59 or 59, 60 levels. Those levels, I can't see them failing though. We'll see what happens when the market gets there. But I mean, finally, if we fail to close above 64.45, we may come down to 60 or 59 levels. Okay. Triangle is on what? Edith, are you talking about which one? If you like, if you are someone that likes head and shoulders, you may say that this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the left shoulder, and coming down. Okay, the size of this. Okay, the neckline. The neckline is around 66. So that highest point there is 75. So that's $10. 66 minus 10 should take us 66 minus 10 should take us to what? 56. Well, I don't know. We may we may come down to that 56, 57 area. I think it's possible that we may come down to that area there, guys. On first rand. Okay. Are there any questions on first rand, guys? Are you happy with what we've covered? Do you have any questions? Are you happy with the analysis that we've just done there, or you're not happy? You want to ask questions? Tapiwa, you're happy. Okay. Same here, big guy. If you are happy, I am happy too. Brand 73.99. Yes, guys, I gave you the homework. I cannot remember which stock I gave you. I can't remember. Please remind me. What was that? What was that homework again, Edith? Okay, okay. Let me see what you're saying there, Edith. What about the homework you gave us yesterday? What do others have to say? I've got. You did not find any trade trends where they're in agreement. Trade ideas were received actually as quite the opposite. I don't know, Tapio, but this is what I always say I mean, during these sessions, that you must be able to do your own analysis. Do your own analysis and see what they say. If your analysis agree with the trade idea, go ahead and take the trade. But I mean, if those trade ideas do not agree with the way that you analyze the market, don't do it. Don't trade it. That's it. That's all you need to do there, Tapiwa. Okay, let me see. Okay, we said we must compare 1 month day US buy or sell. Yeah, welcome, Tapiwa. Yes, that's what I said, Edith. Yeah, US dollar CAD. What did you find there on the US dollar CAD? US dollar CAD actually did very well yesterday. I don't remember if you guys I don't know whether you guys can still recall. We looked at it. We said that there were levels where we were looking to go long, and the levels where we were going to take some profits, and it did exactly that. And today, I think it's still. Let me see. It's still moving a little bit higher. Yeah, it did very well. It came down to those levels, it hit them, and it went up. Okay, Edith, you're saying that when you compared your 1 month, 1 day, they were not in agreement. Okay, it's fine. I understand. Let's have a look at it. USD CAD. USD CAD. It doesn't want to come up, eh? Mm, Guys, I don't know what's going on here. This thing, well, I mean, the trading platform does not want to update here. My internet, I think, is very slow. Please bear with me. This one. Okay, let me check. Let me check if I cannot get the S&P. I can get the S&P. Okay, let's do this. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening with the US dollar CAD. It doesn't want to come up. Other stocks or currency pairs are coming up, but this one doesn't want to come up. I don't know why. It's trying to prevent us from learning here. Guys, I don't know. I've been waiting for this one. It doesn't want to come up. I think what we can do, we can have a look at it. I think tomorrow in our session tomorrow, we can have a look at it and see what we can find there. But I understand if you're saying that there is no trade, there is no trade. If it's according to our moving average and our support and resistance levels that we are using there, I think maybe we cannot take a trade on that one. Well, my feeling on the US dollar CAD is that the US dollar is going to strengthen and we're going to see that USD CAD pushing higher. So, in my view, I think if you are in a long, you are well positioned on that one. But I mean, you must be very careful how you do it. Make sure that when you trade very close to your support and resistance areas. You don't just trade anywhere. Guys, my trading platform is refusing me access to the US dollar CAD. I think let's end our session here. We will meet again tomorrow between 10 and 11:30, where we'll have a look at a couple of stocks. But I mean, every time when we do our seminars, I want us to make sure that we become more and more and more. Oh, okay, now it's there. It's there now. Okay. Edith, you're saying that you won't be there. Oh, okay, because you're going to be doing training. Okay, okay, no, that's perfect. Yeah, Africa is coming to see you. Okay, 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 okay. Let's check here. This is the daily. The daily is on a buy, guys. The daily, we're starting from the daily. The daily is on a buy. We are above our moving average. I'm not going to mark the support and resistance levels there. Let's check the monthly. I hope this time is going to work. Yeah, it is working. Okay, let us do our mm, okay. This is where our resistance is on this one, our main resistance. But I mean, there is another band here in the middle. I mean, around 1.2866, 1.28668. That is another area of resistance. Yesterday we went up and hit that line there at the top. You see, this was yesterday, the 3rd of May. We went up, we hit that area at 1.29052. We came back down, and this morning we came back down to our support here, and we are still trading below this blue line here in the middle around 1.28, 1.28668. In my view, I think this one is a buy. The problem is, okay, let's mark these levels. Okay, let's mark it here. Yeah, it is a buy, but I mean you must be very careful when you buy it. Like if you can buy it maybe on this line here or this close. That close was 1.28421 around there. If you can buy it around 1.28421 or 1.28400, that area I think is buyable. Let's check it on an hourly time frame. You see, when it came down to this 1.8 450, that area there, it went above the moving average and it went up. Right now, we are trading just above this horizontal support line here around 1.28668. So if it closes above this and it's still looking positive, I think maybe one can actually go in for a long, aiming for that area there at the top, 1.29050. But the problem that I have with this one is that we are now buying in the middle. We are now buying in the middle instead of buying at the extreme support levels. If you can buy around these levels here at the bottom, like let me put a horizontal line there and show you what I'm referring to. Like you see, if you can buy between 1.28 270 and 1.28 156, between these levels, if you can buy there, I think you stand a better chance. If you're buying there and it happens that it pulls back down here, I don't know if you'd be able to stomach that loss. But I mean, it's looking good. Okay, no, that's perfect, Edith. You are free to go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. If you guys are gonna have 10:30 and 11:30 for our Saturday session, for those that cannot join us during the week because of work commitments, guys, thank you very much. Let's meet again tomorrow if you don't have any more questions. Please do your homework over the weekend, guys, so that when you come back on Monday, you have more questions for me. Thank you so much, guys. I'll enjoy my Sunday. Thank you. Cheers.